Welcome to the Anything Goes podcast. I am your host, Kombat AllStar, and as always, I got some fresh, funky new news for you guys. I'm actually going to, you know what's funny? Last week, I did the Kombat AllStar show, and there was like no news whatsoever. And then, I swear, like the second day after I posted it, or I uploaded it, there was so much news about everything going on. It was like, it was blowing my mind. And you guys know that on the week that I did the Kombat AllStar show, I basically just let that breathe for a week. I don't do any more shows. And it was just killing me. I'm like, oh man, all these really cool news things coming out. But I really believe in sticking to a schedule and, you know, making sure that you guys know what's up. And I don't want to mislead anybody by doing things that I said I wouldn't do and vice versa. So anyway, a lot of news that came out last week. A lot of it was very time sensitive, so I'm not going to talk about any of the old stuff, but there was some news that literally broke hours ago, and it's concerning the Mortal Kombat movie. Now, if you guys didn't know, the Mortal Kombat movie is a definite go. They're looking at the script. I think they're in the script writing process, so doing that, trying to get the story locked down, and you know, so far so good. I suppose. The most recent news is that Christopher Lambert is actually really excited about the script. So that's kind of crazy because I didn't even think he was going to be in the movie. I'm not sure if he's actually going to be in the movie or if he just saw the script and is excited about the movie. I'll post a link below so you guys can take a look at what I'm talking about. But Mortal Kombat movie looks like it's definitely going to happen, and there's a lot of rumored castings. I mean, you check IMDb, there's nothing really confirmed, but there are a lot of rumors from really good sources, and hey, I mean, well, what can you say? I mean, it's stuff that we didn't know before, and it could possibly be some truth to it. So I'm going to go ahead and run down the list of the rumored Hollywood stars that are going to be playing Mortal Kombat, and then I'll kind of give my opinion, and I'd like you guys to give your thoughts on it too. So first on the list is Shao Kahn. The person that will be playing Shao Kahn is Vin Diesel, according to the rumors, which I'm okay with as long as they make him up. Because if you're a real Mortal Kombat fan, you know that Shao Kahn is half dragon. So even in the game, I think it was Mortal Kombat 2? Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2, he was actually, they had him with his mask off, and you could see like his eyebrows had like spikes coming out of it, and you know, he had his eyes kind of like reptile eyes, you know, not like circular pupils, but like kind of the horizontal, the vertical slit. So if they do that with Vin Diesel, I'm totally okay with it. He's a big enough guy, and I think it'd be cool. You know, maybe he'd nail that role because he doesn't have a lot of stuff outside of Fast and Furious. Moving on is Megan Fox as Katana. Now, I disagree with this because she can't act, so they better choose somebody else. I really hope they don't put her in this movie. Every movie that she's been in that I've liked, her parts were very minimal. So hopefully that's the case with this. Hopefully it's very minimal and we don't get to see her in it much, but then that would suck to not see Katana, so let's not cast her. Next one is Shang Tsung. Now we have Robin Shaw as Shang Tsung, who played Liu Kang in the original Mortal Kombat movies. So I actually like this. I like this a lot. I think it'd be cool to see, you know, a young Shang Tsung like they did in the game. And if you guys know your Mortal Kombat, you know that what happened was, you know, they lost the first Mortal Kombat game, which was the 10th tournament, and they basically, you know, they lost the tournament, and Shang Tsung was going to be killed. So he got this plot to bring, I think it was Sindel back. No, that was Mortal Kombat 3. He got a plan to like reopen the portals and do a new Mortal Kombat. So I think he asked the Elder Gods actually to have them redo for the tournament, and instead of winning 10 tournaments straight to get Earthrealm, you get one. They invaded Earthrealm, and Raiden agreed, much to his dismay, and that's how Mortal Kombat 2 kicked off. But he was a young Shang Tsung, so I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a young Shang Tsung return, which it looks like is going to happen with Robert Shue. So good pick. I like that choice. Daniel Wu is Liu Kang. Now I have to admit I don't know anything about Daniel Wu, but just looking at his picture, he looks a lot like Liu Kang. So hopefully he has the acting chops. I'm not opposed to it, and we'll see what happens. Kano, Manu Bennett. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he was the same one that played Kano in the TV show, the one that Machinima put on. So, I mean, I like him as Kano. He was perfect, so why not? Next one is Johnny Cage. So Scott Adkins, Johnny Cage, another really good pick. I think, you know, he's got the acting chops for it. He looks the part. Looks pretty ripped up like Johnny would be. I'm not sure how he can handle acting arrogant, but hey, I mean, it's a role, so we'll see. Just because you never did it before, don't mean it can't be done. So that sounds like a good pick too. As Nightwolf, they got Jason Momoa, and I totally disagree with this. He doesn't look Native American at all. I get he looks exotic or whatever, but I mean, come on. You can get a real Native American to play this part. I'm just saying. The guy who played Nightwolf back in the day in Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat Annihilation did a great job. He was perfect for it. So he was a real Native American and he spit an image. I mean, you can't get any better than that. So hopefully they cast somebody else for that. Again, these are just rumors, so I mean, let's continue to move on down the list here, buddies. So far as Scorpion, Tony Jaa. If you guys are familiar with him, he played Umbach, and I think he'd be perfect. I mean, he looks like him, he can fight, and I mean, Scorpion always struck me as an older guy, so yeah, I mean, I'm all in. Sonya Blade, Ronda Rousey. Man, as much as I do not like Ronda Rousey and I don't want to see her in any movies, she looks the part and I believe that she could play the part. I mean, Sonya isn't very, not to say that she's one-dimensional, but it's not difficult to play someone like that. She's just someone who always wants to be on her own, kind of alone, I don't trust anybody, very hot-headed. I feel like Ronda Rousey already is Sonya Blade in a lot of ways, so that's probably a pretty good casting. I'm not gonna disagree with that. For Jax, Michael Jai White, again, he played Jax in the... I'm like, it's like escaping me. I can't believe it. I actually have this. Mortal Kombat Legacy. Thank you. I actually have Mortal Kombat Legacy. How could I not know what it's called? Jeez. So yeah, Michael Jai White is Jax. Awesome. I totally agree with that. He did a great job in Legacy, so why not? Let's see. Who else we got here? Sub-Zero, Iko Uwais. No idea who this guy is. I can't really comment on him. I don't know who he is. I guess that's that, you know? Raiden. Liam Nielsen is Raiden. Now, no, let's not and say we did. How about that? I mean, can we get Raiden right once? Christopher Lambert, everyone loves him as Raiden, but I think he did a horrible job as Raiden. And I don't think it's his fault. I just think the way the script was written was just all wrong. Raiden doesn't crack jokes. Raiden's very serious. Raiden doesn't. He was like whispering. I could barely hear him. I don't like Christopher Lambert as Raiden. Ugh. The guy who played him in Annihilation did a great job. That guy should return as Raiden. You know, because he was awesome. I mean, yeah, he's older, but hey, you do a great job. You do a great job. He kind of looked like him. He sounded and talked like him. I think I did a much better job than Christopher Lambert, and it's criminally underrated, his performance in that movie. So he should come back and do it, in my humble opinion. So, I mean, that's basically the cast, or the rumored cast for Mortal Kombat. Now, James Wan looks like he's the director of the movie, and he commented today, like I said, I mean, by the time this video posts up, maybe an hour. Right now, it's about a half hour he posted this, or made it public, that he didn't want Mortal Kombat to be rushed. And again, with the Christopher Lambert being excited about the script, the potential script for a new Mortal Kombat movie, sorry. But yeah, James Wan is actually the producer, not director. Sorry about that too. But yeah, James Wan said he doesn't want it to be rushed. He wants it, and I can understand that. You want it to be a good movie, some polish on it, a good story. And there's no reason to rush it. I mean, the game came out a couple years ago, and the Kombat Pack 3 recently came out for consoles. So I mean, the game it still has a little bit of life in it, but it's not like riding on that hype train. So they can go ahead and they can wait, and they can do something really amazing, I think, if they don't rush it. So I agree with him. I agree with James Wan. I think he's doing the smart thing here by not rushing it, and it should be pretty cool. And as far as what he kind of wants to do with the movie, it looks like he wants to go maybe the Enter the Dragon route. One of the articles that I read actually mentioned that he might be doing it that way, which would be pretty cool. To have, in the first Mortal Kombat was kind of like that, but I mean, Enter the Dragon, we all know that was like a tournament, and they had the best fighters around, they invited them to the island. So if they keep this movie really close to the game, I think it's going to be a success, and I can't wait to see, what they do with it. I mean, there's so much that can be done with Mortal Kombat. I mean, all the realms that they have, and I think it was Mortal Kombat, gosh, what was it? Not Deadly Alliance. Was it Deadly Alliance? It was either Deadly Alliance or the one after Deadly Alliance, where you play as Shujinko, and basically you play as this guy, and he grows up, and he's being led by what he thinks is an elder god, and they go to like this hub, and it has all the realms. It's like a circular room, and it has all the realms on every side of the circle, and you can kind of jump into each realm and do what you need to do. Go and for that particular game, it was go ahead and try. He thought he was saving people, so he was hopping in and out of realms to do that. We find out later that Scorpion was really the hero and he was the villain, and he didn't even know it. He was ruining stuff. But that place was a good place to hop in and out of realms. I mean, they could do a movie like that, you know what I mean? Or talk about just one realm in particular. It doesn't have to be Earth realm. Edenia is a realm that's good, and it's depending on what Mortal Kombat game you're looking at or what side story, it's been restored. Then you have, I think the Chaos realm was really messed up, so maybe you don't want to do a movie about that. That would be almost Spawn-esque, if you guys remember Spawn from back in the day with Michael Jai White. But yeah, I mean, there's so much you can do with this story. I mean, there's so much lore, there's so much of everything that can be done, and it just seems like this is going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing movie, and I can't wait to see it. I mean, I wish they had some better castings for some of the stuff, and I already expressed what I thought. But I mean, yeah, it's looking like it's going to be pretty good as long as they keep to what he was saying, and making sure that he is not rushing anything, and everything is going to be polished and take his time. Just take care, take a lot of care with it. So yeah, that's going to be awesome, and I can definitely empathize with him about that. You guys don't know, but well, of course, if you're a long time listener, you probably know. I'm a visual effects artist. I've been doing it forever. You can find me on IMDb, all blah, 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 blah. But I am working on a new film that I'm not going to announce yet, but it's my baby. So I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to polish it. I'm going to make it good. I have to rewrite the script a couple times, and so be it. I mean, granted, I have a deadline to when I want it to be released, and I'm sticking to that deadline, but I gave myself a lot of breathing room. And I think that's what James Wan is doing, giving himself a lot of breathing room. It is a bigger movie, so you don't want to go out there and say it's released on this date, and then all of a sudden you got to push it back because you want to take the care and polish it. So I guess in his specific situation, it's a good thing he didn't give us a release date or anything like that. All he let us know was that he's working on it, and it's going to be good, and he's taking his time with it, which is great. It's going to be awesome. So I cannot wait to see what he does. I can't wait to see what he does. I mean, the takes that we've gotten so far in Mortal Kombat have been all great. I mean, the first two movies were awesome. I think the second movie was very underrated. I think it was a great movie, but people just, I don't know, nostalgia or whatever, but I thought the second movie was just as good as the first one. If not better, because you had so much more going on. It really felt like I was watching Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 unfold on my TV screen. If you guys are into the story of Mortal Kombat, which I am heavily into and I know all about it, that movie was great. I mean, the plot was great, the script was great, the acting was awesome. A few questionable choices, I'd say, for casting, especially, Jade, who's supposed to be black, but she was like this skinny Asian chick in there. I'm not even sure if she was Chinese or Japanese. I know in the storyline she's supposed to be from Edenia, so she doesn't really have an ethnicity per se, but she's a darker skinned woman, so it was just weird to see that cast. And then it was of course, the Johnny Cage in the beginning didn't look like Johnny Cage. So, I mean, there were a few casting issues with it. And then Shao Kahn, he looked just like Shao Kahn with the mask on. I would have rather him keep the mask on instead of him looking human. And then Shinnok was, I guess it is what it is, but I don't want to pick the movie apart after I just said it was great. But it was a great movie. I mean, they did a great job, and I think it's underrated. Even the one that Kevin, whatever his name is, that did, I shouldn't say whatever his name is. The guy's a cool guy. I've talked to him a few times on Twitter, and he's Tancharoen, I think his name is. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but you guys know who I'm talking about. If not, I'll post a link in the description to his work on Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat legacy that he was a part of. So he did a great job with that. He even did that trailer for a potential movie, and he didn't end up at Warner Brothers ended up saying no to the movie, but said yes to the web series. So that's how that came about. But those were two different takes. The Legacy TV show, and then the movie, the Mortal Kombat trailer that had Michael Jai White and Jerry Ryan as Sonya. That was awesome. I mean, those were two completely different takes on it, but it was good. It was good. So it just, I guess it is a testament to those characters that they can really stand the test of time. Just like a Batman or a Superman who's been around forever, the Mortal Kombat characters can really, really stand the test of time. And you can do whatever you want with them, I mean, obviously you want to stay true to the lore, but within the lore there's so much breathing room that you have. I don't think a lot of stories have a lot of breathing room. Like Star Wars, for example, if you're doing a Star Wars movie, Darth Vader is Darth Vader, and that's about it. You can't add any more or take anything away from him. He is what he is, especially after episode 1, 2, and 3. But with Mortal Kombat, I feel like there's so many different, takes on it. You have the main storyline, but then when you beat the game, it's like kind of a what-if scenario of this character or that character, and you can have that kind of spin off into its own movie, and it will still be canon. So there's a lot of different things you can do with the movie. Like I said, Ed Boon, John Tobias gave a lot of breathing room for any other kind of material, whether it be comics or movies or TV shows for Mortal Kombat, so they can do some really, really cool stuff with it. And I'm really anxious to see what he does with it. I mean, I can't wait. I'm going to be watching this closely, and if there's any more news on it or anything, I'll make sure to keep you guys abreast. Probably on Twitter, maybe on Facebook. But yeah, this looks like a great, great movie. It looks like they're going to be casting some really smart castings for the most part. And it looks like it's going to be awesome. I mean, what do you guys think of the new Mortal Kombat movie? Have you heard of it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I'm really interested to know, because I feel like not a lot of people are talking about this. Maybe because it's been announced like years ago and was originally supposed to be released with the Mortal Kombat X game, but then Kevin Tancharoen dropped out of the project, and then everything went haywire. But what do you guys think about it? I'm not sure why this isn't talked about. It should be talked about more. Do you like to know that there's a Mortal Kombat movie? What do you think about the castings that I was talking about? I'm going to be posting that below in the comment section. So let me know what you guys think about all this. This is really cool stuff. And again, like, subscribe, share, and until next time, so long.